we just came back from vacation celebrating our 4-year anniversary. And this time we went to an all-inclusive resort. Now, we've done cruises before, or I've done cruises before, we've done cruises before. And we wanted to share with you the differences we see between going on a cruise or going to an all-inclusive resort. And maybe it can help you to make a decision for your next getaway. Both of these vacations are for a worry-free, large amount of dining options, great, incredible service, customer service to either one that you decide to go to. But there's a couple of differences that we noticed that we want to make sure we share with you. One of the biggest things that we notice with this is the drinking. So whether you like to have just a couple of cocktails, an occasional margarita, or you want to wake up and throw shots back all day, this is one of the key things that you're going to notice is a difference. On a cruise line, they have drinks available in packages, or you could buy drinks individually, but it's kind of limited as far as non-alcoholic drinks. When you first come to your room, they'll have bottles of water in your room, but if you drink those bottles of water, just know there is additional charge for those. You can go up to the Lido deck or whatever deck and get your drinks. There's normally just like tea, lemonade, and water that's available.
Hold on a second. You're talking about on
a cruise.
On a cruise, they charge you extra for the water?
They put 2 bottles of water in your room. And if you open those waters, it's a charge for those waters. They're not free.
Oh, because I was thinking that they charged me. Well, no, they didn't, because when we got the slip, it was no extra charges.
Right.
All right, I remember now. Okay.
Right. So on a cruise ship, they'll have 2 bottles of water or a couple of bottles of water in your room, but there's a charge if you drink those waters. Now, they do tell you that you can bring on packs of sodas or you can bring on water. And they also let you bring in a bottle of wine. Now, what we did was we got these little bags called Run Runners on Amazon because that package costs way too much for what they're charging. And when they charge it for each person in the room. So it doesn't matter if I don't drink a lot and I'm only have 1 or 2 drinks. And if Lib is going to throw them back all day, they're still going to charge us the same amount for those unlimited drinks a day. Now, in the comparison, the all-inclusive resort is exactly what it says, all-inclusive.
Yes.
When we got into our room, we opened up, there was a mini bar, there was little bottles of, there was a vodka, there was gold rum.
Gold rum.
Gold rum.
There was, what's the other one? The Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
There's Fireball in there. It was Absolute vodka in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it was Red Stripe. It was a big selection. Sodas. The refrigerator was packed.
Right. And those were included, as well as a bottle of wine. A complimentary bottle of wine when we got to our room was there also. Now, the best thing about that is if you have those drinks or whatever they see that you drink while you're there, each day they come back and they refill it. And you can even say, hey, when y'all come back, only put the gold rum in there. Or when y'all come back, I don't need this or that. But they have it already for you. Water, juice, they had soda, Sprite. So everything is in there and is included as much as you want. But it doesn't stop there because there's bars all around that you could just go to and have a drink.
If I knew that I could tell them to only stock it with one thing, I would have done that. I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I would have had that whole line, gold rum.
Yeah. That's why when they come back, they just look to see what was missing and put that in there. But you could have told them, hey, only bring the rum.
Only gold rum.
Only the rum. You don't have to refill anything else. So that's one of the major differences I noticed with the alcohol is on the cruise, you're going to need these rum runner bags. But in the all-inclusive, you just walk around and drink all day.
The runner bags, let's put that out there. The runner bags is not something that they talk about when you're signing up for it. It's you sneaking. Yeah, it's you sneaking. It's you sneaking liquor onto the cruise ship so that you can pay less at the bar because the bar is not all inclusive. As opposed to going to the resort when you sit down and you can just go as many times as you like. It got so good for me where the bartender gave me the bottle. The bartender gave me the bottle and said, look, you're the bartender today. And he allowed me to pour my own shots how much I want because it's all inclusive. And that's a great benefit to me. It made me feel better, a whole lot better. Not because he gave me the bottle. You know, it made me feel better because I don't have to keep traveling back and forth. I could have filled my cup all the way up to the tippy top, or I could have just walked away with the bottle. It didn't matter to them. They were good people, and they were treating us very well, and they had plenty more bottles where that came from, and I could have walked away with the whole bottle.
Right.
How about that?
So definitely plus extra point goes to the all-inclusive resort.
As opposed to being on your cruise ship and you're running out of liquor and you got to keep drinking the liquor that you snuck on the cruise ship, and then when you run out, you got to go downstairs and spend all of your money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's hard to, those little bags, you can pack as much as you want in there, and it seems like you still gonna run out.
Oh yeah.
We did 3 days, 4 days, we ran out. So the next thing is the food. Now, both of these places are going to give you great options for food. Not only do they have buffets available, they have specialty restaurants, room service, late night options. So if you get, you know, the little munchies in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can grab you something to eat. But one thing I can say is I got to give the point to the cruise line for the food. So at the all-inclusive, so they do really good at every restaurant from the moment we walked in the door asking us, do you have any allergies? When we checked in at the front desk, they asked, do you have any allergies? Which we don't have any. The only thing that we have is that we don't eat pork. For breakfast, there was no like chicken options, no kind of, you know, steak options. Everything was just bacon. And if you didn't have that, then you had like a continental type breakfast where you could just have, you know, cereal, muffins, bagels, but not a really good hot breakfast that would include some meat.
Are you speaking about the all-inclusive or the cruise ship?
The all-inclusive.
Okay, well there was chicken option there.
Not breakfast.
Well,
if
yeah,
you want stewed chicken.
They was eating stewed chicken. They didn't have sausages and bacon, you know, with other options besides pork. They didn't have beef sausages or beef bacon. If you want anything chicken, you was eating stewed chicken, like that. Yeah, they didn't have breakfast attire.
Yeah, there wasn't any breakfast options. Now they was making it look good because the lady that took us on the thing, she had some kind of dumplings and stewed chicken, but I just can't see myself eating stewed chicken at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. So, but for a cruise, they have a lot of different options. They have the restaurants you can sit in. So you can go to the buffet style and get your omelets and everything made, and they had different options as far as beef and turkey. But they also, in the restaurants, they had things like, you know, your steak and eggs, or you can get shrimp and grits. There was more options as far as breakfast goes. Now, as far as dinner goes, it was fine. We ate wherever we wanted. We didn't go to the buffet for the dinners at the all-inclusive. We went to the specialty restaurants, and I'll say it's comparable to what the cruise line does when you go to the specialty restaurant, where you order a steak, it's like a 4-ounce steak.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get 2 green beans, a half a slice of carrot. Like, you know, they're kind of upscale plates.
Yeah, it was upscale, and it was enough for me. And the best thing for me is if I wanted more, I could just order another one.
Yes. And both of them let you do that. So if you go to the cruise, if you're on a cruise and you're in the sit down specialty dining hall, say you got you want to just try something. So if you want to try the frog legs and the escargot and the cream puffs, and you want to get all that as your appetizer, there's no limit. So they'll bring it all in for you. So you're not limited to just one. And the same thing with the all-inclusive. The first night we went, Liv got the
steak?
No, the fish and the oxtails.
Oh yeah, I got the oxtails and the red snapper. Was that red snapper? Or was that another? Yeah, I got the oxtails and the red snapper.
Yeah, so no one tells you you only have one. You eat as much as you want. So that was a good thing.
What I noticed is on the cruise ship, a lot of things were like a lot of things didn't require a waiter or a waitress. A lot of things is you stand in line, you say what you want, you get it, you go back to your table and you eat. Besides the captain's dinner, then that's when you have your waiter or your waitress. But most of the things on a cruise ship that I noticed, like you stand in line, you order your food, you get it, and then you go take it somewhere and you eat. But on the all-inclusive restaurants, they were all upscale. All upscale. Besides the breakfast was a buffet.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot, because on the cruise they had the buffets, but then they also had like the burrito shack or burrito place. I don't know if it's called burrito shack, but they had guys burgers. Remember?
Yeah, but they didn't have a lot of options where someone's coming to wait on you.
Right.
Yeah, as opposed to the all-inclusive.
So, for food, I give my point to the cruise. But make your own decision on that one.
I give my point to the all-inclusive.
So, as far as room accommodations go, here goes where I'm giving my point this time to the all-inclusive.
Likewise. We can just get that out of there right now.
So, for the cruise ship, they call their rooms cabins, and they have different levels. So, they have the regular cabin where there is no porthole, there's no window. When you go in your room and close your door, you're in complete darkness, unless you turn that light on. Then they have ones where there's a porthole. Then they have ones where you got the full window, then you got the balcony. Now, each of these the options that you have means that the price goes up. So, wherever you have no windows, that's like your base cabin. And then they have an option all the way up to where you have a balcony, and that's your highest tier, your most expensive cabin that you can get on a cruise ship. For the all-inclusive, the only options that they're giving you extra is, do you want the garden view, the pool view, or the ocean view? Because either way, you're going to have a view. Either way, you're going to see that water, you're going to see the beautiful scenery, you're going to get it all in, and you're not going to pay any extra, except for if you decide to change it to where you have a room that have like the swim-up pools, the poolside bar, or like our room that we had, it was called a privilege suite, and we had a jacuzzi and a little swing out there on our balcony.
Right.
But other than that, you still get a beautiful view no matter which room you're in.
That's right.
Another big difference is the room size. So when you go on a cruise ship, literally you walk 5 steps in, your bathroom's right there. You have a small little closet, and then your beds are right there. It's a really tight space. You're not going in there walking around. You're not lounging. But on a cruise, you're not really in your room too much. So it doesn't really matter because you're just going in there to sleep. But it would be nice to have more space. Like if I don't go in my room, or if I don't go out to one of the decks to do something and I'm in my room, I want to be comfortable. I don't want to have to sit on the bed or feel cramped up. And that's something that the all-inclusive did offer. So we had 2 beds in our room, we had a desk, and we had a sofa area, as well as our balcony area, which is where we spent most of our time hanging out.
Yeah, we had a nice double head shower to stand up in. We had a nice flat screen TV, a nice balcony. I just want to double back on what you said earlier. You said on the cruise ship, you're pretty much going to just go to sleep. I was waiting for a time to speak on it. I didn't want to cut you off. And what I was going to say is, on a cruise ship, the bedroom is made for sleeping.
Yeah.
On an all-inclusive, the bedroom is made for relaxation. It's a difference. I mean, you might consider sleeping a form of relaxation because it rejuvenates you when you wake up. But on the all-inclusive, the whole room is for relaxation. You go out on the balcony and you chill and you get to see everyone doing their thing. And when you get to chill in your bed, you can walk around. They provided robes and, you know, you got door-to-door service where you don't have to leave. It's the same on a cruise ship as well, but the bedroom is like an apartment. It's a big difference. And when I say it's a big difference, big meaning in size. And size. And beauty as well. Yeah.
You know what I liked about the all-inclusive? when you I was thinking about that, how you can go out and see things.
Yeah.
At the like on the cruise, there's a channel you can turn your TV to where you can see people on the different decks having fun and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But on the all inclusive, like you hear it. You ain't got to go on that balcony. You hear the fun. You hear what's going on,
Right.
and you might peep out there and go, "Oh, they're having a dance contest or they're doing something." Where on the cruise, you just see it on the screen and you don't really know what's going on. You just see movement. There's no sound, and you're like, "Oh, they're doing something out there."
I think the all inclusive might be a little more intimate than the cruise ship because you got to think about it. This is a big cruise ship. They probably got like 2,000 beds in there. As opposed to the all inclusive, I can't just make up a number. I'm making up a number, but it's not as many beds on an all inclusive as it is on a cruise ship. That's why on the cruise ships the rooms are so small because there might be more people there. And on an all inclusive it's less people, bigger rooms, more intimacy, more relaxation, like jacuzzi on the balcony. Oh yeah.
Lastly, the thing that I want to talk about is what to do. What are you doing when you're on the cruise? What do you do when you go to an all-inclusive? Now, on the cruise ship, from the very beginning, or the all-inclusive too, they have an itinerary that they'll give you that says, hey, on Monday, we're going to have this at this time. We're going to, at 9 o'clock is this, at 10 o'clock is this. And they have a schedule so that you can see what is planned for the day, what's going to be going on. They also have different areas. So if you don't want to go be involved in one of the group events, like doing the comedy show or karaoke, then they had other things. There's a casino, there's different shops. We didn't go, but there was a bowling alley, a virtual reality world. And these are the same things that you will see on the cruise ship too.
Well, the all-inclusive didn't have a casino.
I know.
Okay.
But I'm saying the two of them, they'll have different things that you can go do. The biggest difference, the cruise ship and the all-inclusive, is the cruise ship, you're on the cruise ship. There's no walking outside, putting your feet in the grass, walking through the sand, except for on the days that you port.
On the cruise, on the all-inclusive, is feet on land. Feet on land.
Right. Now, both of them offer excursions that you can add additionally to whatever package you get. So on for our all-inclusive this time, we did a dunes buggy excursion where we went out and we rode the dunes buggies. They had also available, there was like a river tour. They had ATVs, zip line. They had the bird aviary. Make sure that you watch that so you can see Lib with the birds because he's scared. So you're not going to want to miss that.
I used to be scared. I overcame my fear in Jamaica.
The same thing is available with cruises. When you go on a cruise, you can pick an excursion ahead of time that you say, hey, when we port in the Bahamas, we want to go do X, Y, Z. And they'll set that up the same for you, the same way the all-inclusive does, where they'll find a way for you to get transportation. I think the biggest thing, and I'm sure you'll agree, is when we got off the cruise ship, when we went to the Bahamas, when we got off and we decided not to do anything and just walk around, I felt comfortable walking around.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not walking around in all-inclusive because normally you're way off from where the regular or main area is, the main city. So, that ride to get back there, just the ride back there is going to let you know you're going to stay on that resort.
And some resorts, you're not way off. Some resorts, right around the corner is regular population in society. And you're going to see that it's a little different or a lot different than what you'll see on that resort. So the comfortability of walking around, I can't really compare cruise ships to all-inclusive resorts because it all depends on where you are. In the Bahamas, I got to feel like, where I could walk around and be safe. Now in Jamaica, it was a little different. It was a little like, hey, you might want to get your tail back to that resort because you don't know what's going around here. And you better watch yourself. I'm sure it's the same way everywhere, but the feeling is just a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the other cruises I went on, we went to Bahamas, the Cayman Islands, all of those. When you left off that ship, everything immediately out there was tourist area.
Right.
So you felt safe. You didn't feel like you was in a grungy area. You felt like you was okay to go out and just scroll the streets on your own.
Yeah, that's a feeling. Uh, in the Bahamas, in the Cayman Islands, that's what we was.
No, I went to the Cayman
You
Islands
went
before
to
you went to the Bahamas though.
Yeah, what was that other island when I went to the Bahamas that we went to? We went to two
We went to
islands.
Princess Cays.
Oh, Princess Cays?
That
Oh,
was
that's
the
just
private
the
beach.
The private beach, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like in the Bahamas, I felt a little less intimidated. In Jamaica, like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't feel too intimidated because of the people and the spirits of the people. But I don't want to get lost and wind up somewhere. And I feel like it's better if you know someone. If you know someone or you're with someone who knows the area at all times. Yeah.
Right. Now, one thing we didn't talk about or discuss is the price. And that's because the price can be different depending on who you book through, where you book, when you book. We learned, about different websites. We booked through the airline. When we booked our cruise, we booked directly through the cruise ship. But, there's travel agents out there. People have friends who have friends that could tell them how to do it. So really with the price, it really just depends on the options that you go when you book it. Sometimes with booking these things, the earlier you book, the better deals you get. Some places have, a late booking where it's the last one available. So it's going at a cheaper price than it was before. So the pricing really just depends. And it also depends on where you're leaving out of. Are you going to drive to that place? Of course, if you're going to an all-inclusive overseas or in the Caribbean or wherever you're going, you're not driving. So you're going to need that plane. If you go on a cruise, it depends. If we were to go out on a cruise out of Florida, then we probably don't want to drive. We'll probably want to fly to get there. When we left from here, we left out of Charleston, which is a smaller port. But your bigger cruise ships are going to leave out of places like Florida, Texas, New York. So, it just depends if you're going to fly, because you have to include all of that also. What that flight is going to take for you to get to all that fun that you're going to have.
Right. But overall, both of them is lots of fun. And I just want to give my point on the things to do. I want to give my point when it comes to things to do to the cruise ship. And even though I really enjoyed myself in Jamaica at the all-inclusive, but on the cruise ship, all the things to do is right there on the boat. And that's a plus to me. With the all-inclusive, with all the excursions, you're going to be driving like an hour out, an hour, 40 minutes, things like that. And even the excursions on a cruise ship, you have to wait until you get feet on land. But if you don't want to do any excursions, you got a nightclub, a comedy show, a casino, you got miniature golf. All of that stuff is right there on the same boat. So I give the activities to the cruise ship.
I think I agree with you on the activities.
Yeah.
In the end, I can't say that I enjoyed one more than the other. They both were, it depends on what you're going for. I think for what we went for this time, for the all-inclusive, for relaxation and to celebrate our anniversary, this was perfect. I think a cruise, when we went before, it was family, it was more of us, and there was something to do for everyone in our group for all ages. And I think that the cruise ship was perfect for that. But in the end, you really just have to make your own decision and what fits best for you and your family and the people that you're traveling with.
Right. And always spread love no matter where you go, and be humble, and the people are very, very friendly. You give off positive energy, you get positive energy back. And everyone was helpful. I'm going to be honest, as far as people trying to look out for me and trying to make sure I'm good, I give that to the all-inclusive Montego Bay. You know what I mean? Because everybody was trying to make sure I'm okay, to look out for me. You need anything? What do you need? On the cruise ship, it's kind of like I was wandering doing my own thing, and if I need something, I know who to call. But on the all inclusive, they were everywhere trying to help me out, coming to talk to me, you know, and they're really nice, and I appreciate that. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So when we're comparing our experiences with the cruise ship to the all inclusive, that's what we have. That's our comparison, and it's very similar but slight different. But for the most part, it's lots and lots of fun, and it's worth the money.
So,
Yeah, I recommend that you take your family out on a vacation as much as possible that you can afford, and enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves, because when you come back, you're going to realize that was much needed. If you look at the description box of this video right here, we'll post links of our times in Jamaica so you can see exactly how we were living. We were living just a little bit short of a king. Oh yeah, we was living good. I appreciate you stopping by. Don't forget to smash that like button, you know what I'm saying? And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel, because we need you. We need you, and we do appreciate it. And if you're already subscribed to the channel, we consider you family already. You're our usual suspects, family. We already know you coming to the channel. And we want to tell you, thanks for stopping by. And it's your boy Libs and my wife,
Nyla,
and you already know how we do, baby. Conscious as always.
a way of life. Peace.
Peace.